Packet one we did complete, right?
Oh yeah. No, we did. We did all. We did all
All right. Packet two, I will tell you which one's more important than the other one. So remember, I kind of rated the question yesterday. Okay, the day before. I mean, with other class maybe.
That's the most important question. The most question.
Give me a second. Okay. So the first one, the second one is average value. You probably already see like 4 different questions on average value already. So you should know like what is average value. Intermediate value theorem, we also did that yesterday, right? No? Oh, okay. But it's between 2 value. This one should be easy. This one's 2 star out of 3. This one's 2 star out of 5. This one is 4 star, and the reason why is you need to do number line test. Did you do number line test?
Wait.
Yeah. What's your answer?
What about stars? Oh.
No, not difficult level. It's more frequent to show up.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, 4 star is like probably more likely you will see it, but you have to do a number line test. I don't know what's the answer. What's the answer?
-2. It was D.
It was D? Okay. So you should do number line test. I'm not going to go do the simple ones. I'm just going to only go do the hard ones. And I also told you which one more important. This one is about, I think 2 out of 5 star because this one's somewhat easy. But you are going to see those questions. So this question, I'll go over. Did I go over this one?
Yeah, you did. No, he did. Yeah. Just a thing like the thing.
Okay, so this is a definition derivative.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Ariana, do you understand this one? You do? Okay, Austin, you're not here yesterday? Or the day before? You're not here the whole week. Where you been, by the way?
Oh, Tuesday I was at the other 2 days I was
No. Think of that.
Okay, well, make sure you show up. If you're not here, let me know what happened because, I mean, if you have to lie to me, at least let me know about it. Just say, hey, I'm not here. I'm not feeling well. Okay. All right, so this one's a definition of derivative. You got to make sure you understand this one. Anytime you deal with absolute value, you have to make sure you graph it and to figure out the slope. So they can ask you x equal to 0, x equal to -1, x equal to 3, x equal to 4. They can ask you any of those values. Got it? You guys see how? Okay. This one, this is the work, which is second derivative equal to 0, first derivative equal to 0. Solve for the second derivative equal to 0, you get b equal to -6x squared. Plug in the first derivative equal to 0, you'll get an answer here, x equal to 1, and plug it back at 1 into the b. Questions? Yes, Emil?
So you said second derivative equal to 0 and solve for
B. Yeah, because the question is we're trying to find a b, right? So we have to solve for b. So b in terms of x, so b equal to negative 6x squared. And I plug in this first derivative and I solve for x. Once I solve for x, I go back to get b. Huh? Now you gotta be able to do it on your own. The key thing is when you look at question, I annotate like horizontal tangent, inflection points. Those I just do whatever they told me to do. Inflection point is second derivative equal to 0. Horizontal tangent is first derivative equal to 0. Number 9. We talked about this one the other day, right? Did we? The horizontal asymptotes. Limit x approaching infinity and negative infinity. The negative infinity, that e to the x will go to 0, so you're going to get 7, negative 7, and 1. Mm-hmm.
Just the last part. So you said
So I will say I would rate this question 2 star out of 5 just because it's not as common, because this one algebra is kind of hard. So more likely, if you don't understand, it's not end of the world. The one that's 4 or 5 star, you have to know for sure. So I rate it as 2. This one I rate as 3. I like this question more than any other question just because you need to understand e to the infinity is going to be infinity, e to the negative infinity is going to be 0. So when they ask you horizontal asymptote, it's limit x approaching infinity and negative infinity. Number 10. I love this question. The reason why I love it is because I study in the whole spectrum when I study. I study average rate of change, right? So average rate of change is f of b minus fa over b minus a. In this case, e to the 9 minus e to the 9 over negative 6 is going to equal to 0. Now, the other side is called instantaneous rate of change. Now, in this place, you can actually study about 3 things. 1, the question could be talk about average rate of change. Second question could be asked instantaneous rate of change. Third question could ask you mean value theorem. The whole thing is mean value theorem. Does that make sense? For an average rate of change is equal to instantaneous rate of change, that is mean value theorem. You don't have to memorize extra things, because it shows up on the next questions. This one's going to be 2x e to the x squared because the chain rule, so 2x equal to 0, x equal to 0. It only happened once. But look at next question. Mean value theorem. You do the exact same thing. You take a derivative of 3x x cubed, 3x squared, and take the average rate of change is 3. So 3 equal to 3x squared, x squared equal to plus minus 1. You don't include in the endpoint on mean value theorem. So this one's 5 star. This one's 5 star as well. You are gonna see a lot of those. So you go through this question, you see some repeating question. You want to make sure all the repeated question is always gonna get 100%. On a question that's 2 star or 1 star, if you can do it, you can do it. If you cannot do it, it's not end of the world. You still can do pretty well. Look, average value, average rate of change, instantaneous rate of change, mean value, analyzing the graph, fundamental theorem calculus, U substitution, implicit derivative, equation tangent line, those are the common theme. If you break through all the stuff, like in SAT, a lot of people say, "I have problem studying SAT." Look, there are 80% of the problem is always the same on every single test. If you got those 80% correct or 75% correct, rest of 25% just depend on how well you study. But at least study that 75% is always common, always show up. System equation. When's the last SAT you never see system equation? When's the SAT you don't see exponent rules? When is the SAT you don't see linear equations? Right? Same thing as here, AP exam. Study the common thing, make sure all the common things get right. You're gonna get score above a 4. If you study a couple of those hard questions, you understand a couple of hard questions, you're gonna get a 5. I remember Harmon just told me yesterday. He's like, Mr. Ye, do you know how I passed last year's AP exam? He never scored past a 20% on first 3 quarters. He got a 5 on AP exam. And you know what he did? He told me, it's Mr. Ye, I got a lot of questions last year about graph, analyzing the graph. And I got those like in the bag. Every time they're talking about graph, cash in, cha-ching. Right? Yes.
Why did you say 3?
Because the 3x squared. Take a derivative of the x cubed is equal to 3x squared. Why? Good question. Because that's the fundamental, that's the mean value theorem. F of b minus f of a over b minus a equal to f prime of c. That's the mean value theorem. You had to take a derivative, plug in c. Yes. Because the endpoint doesn't count. Good question, good question, great questions. This question, 5 plus start. Do you got this one? How many of you guys got this one? Hey. Not only that you had to get it, you had to be able to tell me the value g of 5, g of -2, g of 1, g of -4. This is a good practice question. I actually find all the value here. I find g of 5 is 2, g of 1 is 0, g of -2 is 3/2, g of -4 is equal to -1/2. Did you do that? You got to. Because this one is FRQ is 3 points. Besides this one is 2 points. So it's totally out of 4 points on AP exam. Remember, you only need to get 42 to pass. This question is 5 star. 5 plus. Do I need to help you with this one? Yes, Slade? Okay, that's fine. Start with g of 5, right? Let's start with g of 5. A g of 5 is going to be integration of 1 to 5, right? And not just this area, right? Which is equal to 4 times 1 times half, equal to 2. Got it? What is g of 1? Duh, 0. Because 1 to 1 is no area under the curve. 1 to 1 of f of t, right? There was no area underneath. Does that make sense? What is g of -2? Well, it's going to be 1 to -2 of ft dt. Remember, we talked about this. We have to switch the sign and put a negative sign in the front. And this one is going to be negative -3/2. And that's equal to 3/2. Do you see that? What is g of -4? Well, that's equal to 1 -4 ft. And what do I get used to? -4, 1 ft dt with negative sign in the front. Now negative sign, that's going to give you, this part is 2 minus 3/2. So it's going to be negative half, right? Does that make sense? So I just find all the values. Now on AP exam, this will be on FRQ. If it's on FRQ, it's worth 3 extra points. 3 points plus this one is 4 points. This one's 5 plus. This is a question that I would say is 5 plus. Am I going too fast? Get better. Next question. This is a 5 plus star. All the question, this question, you need to go back and redo every single one. It's really helpful that you can understand those. It's gonna help you on FRQ, I promise. Implicit derivative. I say this is a 4-star question just because every exam there's always one implicit question. It's 100% showing up, but it's not very important. But it's important enough that you want to make sure you get this question right if it show up. This is a 4-star because it always show up, but it only show up once. Five-star is a show up multiple times. But this one, please get it. X times Y product rule. Y plus X dy dx. My test is way harder than this. Can I move on? This one, I was only in 2-star. I mean, the chance of this to recognize this use substitution is very difficult. I even will degrade it to 1-star. If you don't understand it, it's not a big deal. But it's f prime g of x, g prime of x, because integration of that is going to be f of g of x. Because that's a use substitution. This is a recognition. Now, is a lot of students able to recognize this? Not a lot. If you did, great. Number line test. I say this is 4. Good question. People need to know how to factor. If you don't know how to factor, you need to be like Asnai. You know how to factor? If you don't know, I can teach you a box method. Yes.
Can you go back and explain the other one?
No. Just kidding. What? Well, integration of f prime with g of x, g prime of x. That means which function derivative is going to give you f prime g of x, g prime of x. According to that, if you the derivative f of g of x is what? F prime g of x, right? Times g prime of x. Does that make sense? This is derivative. Now, if I go backwards, that means you use substitutions, right?
So then it would just be
F of g. The 18. It's 3-star. I like K problem. AP exam has stay away from K problem for a little bit now because most of people don't know how to manage K problem. In I think 10 years ago, this is still a very popular problem. It's been downgraded a little bit, but I think students need to be able to manage the K as just a constant. Don't treat it anything different. Just solve for K. Because they already told you integral is 12. Cairo, you should do it on your own. Don't just copy down. Which part is negative? Oh, okay. So you just need to make sure one of the sign. I think you subtract 8 over. You got -4. That's the only way you got a negative answer. Question 15. I personally think question 15 is kind of hard, just because if you in AB read this question, it's gonna be a lot different than BC. So I think if you're in BC and you don't know how to do this question, I would just call you illiterate. But if you're in AB, it's hard for you to read. You should already get used to this question last year if you're in BC. The reason being is this one is moving upward, this one's moving downward. If you move it upward and downward, and then the center is the origin, that means it has to change directions. Move upward and downward, it has to change direction. That means velocity has to equal to 0. T has to equal to 4. That means if I integrate this, I should plug in 4 to evaluate for C, because at 4, this is equal to 0. Remember, this is the origin. S equal to 4. S of 4 is equal to origin. Right? And I can plug in, I can solve for C. Very, very easy questions.
So you said the velocity, why you said it equal to 0?
Because I want to find out when velocity change directions. When they equal to 0, that means they change directions. Because at 4, they go back to 0. At 4, my position is equal to 0 because it's a +4 position is origin. Emil, it's Mr. Suck.
What?
Yeah.
Wait,
It's physics.
I'm still trying to get it.
Oh, Mr. Sub.
Wait, so is acceleration a derivative of velocity?
Yeah. SVA. S stands for position, V stands for velocity, A stands for acceleration. Integration of A equal to velocity, integration velocity equal to positions.
Okay, so you're just setting position 0 and velocity 0 equal. Solving for C.
I'm setting position equal to 0 when time equal to 4. Because they say it reach origin. That's why I say if you're in AB and you're reading this question and you don't understand, it's understandable. What'd you say, Vincent?
Oh, I finally get the origin thing. I didn't get it. Oh.
16. Ooh, this one is one of the hardest one ever seen with the U substitution. Any U substitution, you should mark it off the one that didn't change your boundary. So all the 5 and 2, you should be the first one to mark it off. If you understand nothing, take those 2 out. Now just use substitution. First of all, I do the top, right? And I take a derivative. So if I take a derivative, U equal to this, du is equal to this, and then this becomes 2u du dx. Now the problem's the bottom. The bottom just only has x. Guess what? Backs up. You want to solve for x here. Do you see that? Square both sides, +1. So this one is equal to x. So I can plug in u squared plus 1. On the top is u du. So from 1 to 2. Very difficult question, yes. When the outside inside are the same degree, or when the outside and inside is greater degree than inside. In this case, you see that x minus 1 is inside a radical. Outside is also x to the first power, so therefore it's a backs up. But this one's a little bit different though. So they could have write down x square root x minus 1. It's still the same process. Any questions here? Which one?
So you use it, you do back to the box.
Yeah, right here. Yeah, this is equal to x. So this replaces u squared plus 1. Because the bottom is x. You need to go back to evaluate the bottom. And the top, you have to, this is u, right? And then dx is equal to 2u du, according to derivative. I'm speeding run those, so you had to catch up. Slate, you doing okay? What? I record since this morning, but I'm just redo it again. Got it? But you should do it yourself. You should do it yourself. Once you understand it, try it yourself. Like I say, if you understand all those, just even 90 questions, go through 2 packet, you're in a good shapes. Like every single question, you understand completely. It's probably better for you understand 3 packet completely rather than 6 packet mediocre. Do you see what I'm saying? You'd rather be like really precise, understand each things. But we already go to packet 4 already, so by the next week we should. Today there was some. I asked somebody to post the packet 5, so you guys have a whole packet 5 to do in the weekend. All right. Packet 5, they get significantly harder each packet. So once you first practice the first 3, you got all the common theme. The packet 4, 5, and 6 is to practice the uncommon theme, which is the odd question that might show up or might not show up. So the better is you understand first 3 packet. Okay. Number 9, this is just u substitution. You just have to anticipate u equal to 10 of x, and du is equal to secant squared. Once you have 10, you have sex twice. Any other questions? Come on. You didn't get stuck with this one.
I got a B. I got a B. I got a D, but that's okay.
Before you take a derivative of natural log, make sure you get rid of powers. And that's 1/2 power put in the front. You forgot a chain rule, didn't you? Emil, you forgot a chain rule? Emil, I told you should have showed up here. Same as Austin. Yeah, you shouldn't go to a Yale thing. All right, I'm gonna roll bypass this. This is a 4-star again. Second derivative equal to 0 number line test. I'm not gonna do that. That's getting too easy. Related rate, I think it's 2-star. It's not a 3-star now because they walk away to related rate because people are illiterate. I really don't give a shit about what I say anymore.
Yeah.
Oh shit. I'm live streaming this. Oh well. Do they ever catch bad words on the YouTube?
You don't get monetized.
Huh?
You still get monetized.
It's only if they get recorded.
Oh. I don't ever make money anyway, so I got like 2 views, so I can say whatever the hell I want to say.
Make it screwed. As long as it's not then YouTube will get mad.
Oh. I can say racist things or I don't know, sexist, racist. I'm not gonna explain this question because No, I am.
Oh,
Just take a derivative, find the equation tangent line. At least you gotta be able to get to this part. And the rest of them just algebra. Did anybody have a problem getting to that part? Yes? X equal to 1. Plug in 1, you get E, which is E and 1. It's right here. You already given by this here. Take a derivative, plug in 1, you got negative E. Then you got here, you got equation tangent line. You change the y equal to mx plus b, you get from here to here is algebra 1. And then algebra 1 again, find the x-intercept, find the y-intercept. Y-intercept's 2e, x-intercept is plug in y for 0 and solve for x equal to 2. This is 2, this is 2e, this triangle basically 2 times 2e times half. Go.
Wait 1 second. Wait, see, wasn't it like e to the whatever? It like stays the same. Oh. Oh. What?
It's e prime, so that's gonna be negative e to 1.
Wait, e to the 1 is what?
This is negative x, 2 minus x. So you do the derivative of 2 minus x is going to be a negative sign. So it'll be negative e to the 1. And then I find the x-intercept, y-intercept, x intercepts 2e, y-intercepts 2e, x-intercepts 2. I just plug in 0 for each one. That's a very simple algebra, so you can just plug in 0 for y, solving for x, 0 for x, solving for y. You can figure out x and y intercepts. Can I move on? Hassan, looking at me like you don't understand. I find out area of triangle because they say find out area of triangle from the tangent line according to the axis.
this y-intercept.
Okay, I want to explain this one. This one is 5 plus start, so I'm going to explain this one. Again, anything with graphing, 5 plus. And this one's Amio asked me this one yesterday, right? 2 days ago.
Yeah, I saw.
Okay, fine. Understand this first. G of x. Everybody need to understand this. Negative 2 to x f of t dt. Got it? If I integral this, it's going to be f of x minus f of negative 2. Does that make sense? G prime of x equal to f of x. G double prime of x equal to f prime of x. Do you understand this part? Yes? No? Benson?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, you read. Point inflection of G. Point inflection means what? d2y dx2, right? Second derivative. Does that make sense? So I'm going to take a derivative twice on G is equal to f prime of x. The graph is f. If we got with a slope equal to 0. Got it? Slope equal to 0 and negative 1 is negative. Negative 1 to 1 is what? Going up. 1 to 3.5. It's going down. It's going up. f prime of x. But f prime of x is also equal to g double prime of x, which is also means concave down, concave up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 3, inflection point. 5 plus. There's more than 1 point. Got it? Cairo? Those of you guys are bad at calculations. Cairo, Yasiel. Those are the questions you had to get 100% because you don't have to understand how to calculate anything to get a 3 or 4 on AP exam. You just have to be able to analyze things. I think calculation is going to be work against you guys until you still have 1 month to fix it. So if you can fix that in 1 month and you understand all the graphing question, you are bound to have 4. At least have 4. But all the graphing question need to understand completely, which is right now I just explained. So Harmon literally said yesterday, he said, last year's exam, multiple choice has a lot of graphing question. He said, I didn't understand how to do calculation that much, so I just get those questions correct. And he got a 5. I mean, he knows how to do calculation, but again, Harmon's a very bad example because he also scored, I think, 1540 on SAT. So, without studying. Do your SAT math improve or no? Austin? It went down?
I think it was like harder question.
Alena, do you go up?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Cairo, did it go up or go down? 120? Nice. I think out of 10 people I asked, I think 1 or 2 people went down, but all 8 people went up. So, question 26. The problem with this question is not the calculation; it's the algebra is catching people. Anybody got this one right? Very good, actually, Cairo. That's very good. Very good. Okay, so the problem is 8 to the 2/3 power like this. Eliana, did you get it right? Okay, good. Okay, so that is equal to the 8 to the 2/3 power. That's equal to the roots of 8 to the square. That means 1/4. And so this is 1/4 right here. So that's the things that people need to do is pay attention on that. There is also cube root, but there is also opposite reciprocal. See this 1/2? It's going to change to -2. When you go to here, because it's a normal line, it's -2. And once you did that, you did all that, you did a good work. The problem is not calculus. I figured chain rule, you guys should be pretty good already. If you did that wrong, then that's, you just have to get better. I'm moving on, is that okay? Another 5-star questions. Why? Because graphing. Annotate things though. Hey, guys, when I do this problem, I annotate this. I says, hey, particle velocity, acceleration, both positive. That means as velocity is positive means v because s prime of t is equal to positive because increasing, or s double prime of t is positive means concave up. The only one is increasing concave up is c. Got it? That one's easy. Okay. This question 5-star. I'm not gonna do this one, but you're gonna do all of them. Evaluate g of -3, g of 0, g of 1, g of 3, g of 5. Evaluate every single one of them. Because why? That's an extra practice for your FRQ. Can I not go over this one? Yes.
So you said, yeah, anytime it's integral and there's same number for both boundaries, zero.
Yeah, upper bound and lower bound because there's no area under the curve. So in this case, g of 0 is going to be 0. That's one of the identity for integrals. I love this one. I'm going to tell you why I love this one is because if you pick a C, the highest score is you get is a 4. If you know why answer choice A, why answer choice B, why answer choice D, why answer choice E is wrong, then you get a 5. Let's look at it. What does it remind of you of? Not the H thing, you're talking about definition of derivative. Not the average either. The average is f of b minus fa over b minus a. It should remind you this. Limit x approach to c of f of x minus f of c over x minus c is equal to f prime of c. This one is with the limits. So this one is called alternative definition of derivative. Do you guys know this? Alternative definition of derivative. Not a f of x plus h minus f of x plus c. Not only that. So if this equal to 0, that means f prime of a is equal to 0, which is c, which is you got a 4. The highest score you can get is 4. Now if you say, hey, I also understand why not a. Do you guys remember this pyramid? If you don't understand that pyramid, you gotta understand it. This is differentiable. This means this already check. If this is a check, the first part is limit exists. It says limit does not exist. That's wrong because your limit has to exist in order to be differentiable. Does that make sense? F of a does not continuous. Nope. F of a has to define. Did we talk about this pyramid before? This is not the first time you talk about pyramid. Do you see that? F of a equal to 0. That's BS. F of a does not happen to be 0. It doesn't even make sense. F of x is continuous. You say, wait, this is continuous. Wait, pay attention what they say. They say x equal to 0. If they say x equal to a, it would have been true. But they say x equal to 0. 0 does not have to be it does not have to be continuous. A has to be continuous. Do you guys see this? This is a 5 plus. If you don't understand this, go back and study the pyramids. Got it or no? Don't just nod. If you don't know, just shake your head. I'll explain to you again. Yes.
What's the name of the last third tier again?
The third tier is limit exist. So it's limit, continuous, and differentiable.
So that still means there can be a hole.
That still can be a whole, yes. It can be like this, like this. This one is like this. And this one is like this. You can actually draw it. Okay, so this is differentiable because smooth. It's not sharp turn. But the second one could be sharp turn. It's continuous, but it can be sharp turn. Got it? Because slope on the left has to equal slope on the right. That's called differentiable. It has to be a roller coaster. Understand or no? Don't get this one wrong. I love this question. This is another 5 questions. Anybody can explain this one? No. Emil, can you explain this one?
F2 is 0. The slope of 2 is positive, so it has to be greater than f of 2. So that already means that B, C, and E are out. And then the concavity thing, the concavity is positive. But then how do you prove that it's greater than the slope?
That means your logic is not complete there yet. Yeah.
I said it 2, it's a relative.
Okay, that's true.
So that would feel like negative. It says prime.
F prime of 2 of F double prime of 2 of 2.
It's less than 2.
Yes. It's not only less than 0, it's actually less than -2. Do you guys see that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're looking at concavity of F prime. That's the third derivative. That's bad. Okay, so look, F prime of X, if you do a number line test, at 2 is negative, at here is positive. So F prime of 2 is negative. Does that make sense? F double prime of X is positive the whole way because it's increasing. So F double prime of 2 is positive. Does that make sense?
How is f prime of 2 negative?
Wouldn't it just be 0?
I thought it was 0.
Oh, yeah, you're right. 0. My bad. This is 0. My bad. Yeah. So F of 2. What is F of 2? F of 2 has to be negative because F of 1 is at -2 already. And it's going to go down further until 2. After 2, it's going to come back up. So not only they are negative, they are less than -2. Thank you for correcting me on that part. This is a 0. And also what Austin said was true too. F of 2 is equal to minimum. This is minimum. A is true.
I think someone got hurt.
I love this question. F of X pass through origin. That's BS. Why? Because you don't have to pass through origin. None of the graph ever have to pass origin unless they say F0 is equal to 0. They never did say that. They say F prime of 0 is equal to 0. They don't equal to that. So that's the first one to mark out. Second one to mark out, F of X is an R function. It looks like an R function based on a table. You know what's the first favorite thing that AP exam love to do is test you if you understand graph. The second favorite thing they'll ask you is they give you table and ask you analyze the table. The thing about analyze the table is the table is not a continuous data. So they do not have -8, -7, -6. None of those are inside the table. That means it could be any value. So even though that looks like R function, they are not. Because they never told you what happened with -8, -7, -6, +6, +7, +8. Are they the same value as the other side? No, not necessary. So D and E is false. Now look at B. It says concave downward. Wait, why is concave downward if all the F prime of X is going increasing? That means F double prime of X is what? It's a positive. A positive means concave upwards. Does that make sense? If concave upward, do you have inflection point? No. Off, off. Only one that makes sense is because negative to positive for F prime, that has to be a minimum X equal to 0. And also due to intermediate value theorem. Because when from negative to positive, guess what? It has to be a minimum. Actually, it's probably another way to debunk this one. Because what if at 1, right, x equal to 1, it's -1 again? So yeah, you can actually debunk this. But anyway, that's probably the best one you have here.
Well, it says f prime of x is always 0%.
Oh, they did. Good. I'm illiterate. That did not, yeah, that's increasing. Good. So you're right. So it went to 91, 0, it has to go to positive value. So it has to be minimum. Okay. Write this down. Integration of rate is equal to amount. You can do the same thing. Integration velocity equal to meter per second. Integration meter per second equal to meter. So integration of the rate. Rate is a velocity. You're going to get meter. Same thing like this one. You're going to see that on Monday's FRQ that we're going to go over. It's called rate in and rate out. This is one of them. Integration rate is always amount. So they usually give you a rate and ask you to say, oh yeah, what is the amount? Take integrations.
Position.
Yeah. Yeah, it's M is a meter.
What's the
Yeah, it's S of T. This is meter. You know what I'm trying to say. Whatever. You got a question right? You know how to use calculator? Great. 33. This one, you got D. The only one that is wrong answer is, you see that? That's F prime. Limit x approach to negative infinity f of x equal to 3. Not F prime. F prime is going towards 0. See this plateau? It's going to 0. If the slope is going towards 0. Now f of x is going to 3, not f prime of x. Those are the things that you got to be able to analyze and think. Vincent, you got it? Okay, you guys gonna do this one. Don't look at your answer choice and figure out what's the right one. Just look at the board. You have glasses, Austin.
I can't see like
A to X. Where's your glasses, Austin? You have a contact right now? You still cannot see? Wait, is it bad for you to see? Well, I mean, I cannot see because of glare. What? Is D?
No.
Is what? I don't know. I don't know if you want to do it in one day because one day is gonna be 3 hours. You want to do it in one day, or I'll let you do it in one day. Amil, you got us?
Think about it. Don't think about it.
Yeah, like that's one.
Yeah, this year I won't put me on it.
Yeah, we said it's the day before. Yeah. But she cannot make a Friday. She said she's gone on Friday.
Bro. Oh, yeah, man.
Austin, you guys got it or no? Slate? Yeah, what you got? B is correct? Okay. How do I know it's B? Well, G prime of x, right, is equal to f of x, right? G double prime of x equal to f prime of x. So that's the way it's lined up here. They say which one of the following could be f prime of x, which is G double prime. A G double prime is basically looking at the concavity of this. So how do I look at concavity? Do you see this part is before the start is concave what? Down, right? So you start with a concave down, and after that dot, it's gonna concave up until the next dot, which is concave up and then concave down. So the only one graph of negative, positive, negative is B. And this is looking for the concavity. Look for concavity. And if you guys have wondered how the concavity work, if its tangent line is above, it's concave down. If tangent line is below, it's concave up. Or look like U and N. If it's U, it's concave up. N is concave down. Another question, same idea. What you guys got? Look at on the board, see what you can answer is. Yasel, what do you think? D is correct. Oh, D is not right.
Wait, is it C?
Why is C?
That's when it first becomes concave down.
Aha, you are both on the right track. Aliana, do you understand?
Yeah.
You understand before he said, or you understand before he said? Okay, I trust you. This question is one of the hardest questions of them all. You guys have to evaluate this. This question could have asked you, says absolute minimum value, or where x has absolute minimum. I think this question is great.
I think I tried graphing it when I first.
You should graph it, and you should take an integral from here to here, because that is the relative minimum. And this is relative max. But they want absolute minimum. This is absolute. Okay, so this one, I think if I graph it, it's gonna look like this. See that graph? Can you guys do using calculator integration between 0 to 0.618 and tell me the value of this function? If you don't have calculator, calculator's over there. This is f prime of x already, so you just had to integrate between 0 to 0.618 of this f prime of x graph. No, integration between 0 to 0.618. What you guys get here? Huh? Did you graph the integral? Don't graph the integral.
No, it's stuck on the loading, like the printouts.
What'd you get? Should get 1.04 something, right?
What are the values?
0.618. Integration between 0 to 0.618. And just do f of x. Do not graph the integral, guys. Your calculator is gonna froze like slates. Oh.
It's just takes forever to start.
What'd you guys get? Hurry up.
That's slow fingers.
Bruh. Wait.
No, I can't do that. Oh, wait, what did it have? I actually fumbled the bag. Just had to do that, bro.
What is 0.0618? We should get negative 1 point something.
Wait, it goes back up after?
Yeah, go back up after, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, I tend to remember.
It's 0.8138.
Where does it go back up?
Oh,
What?
What am I forgetting? What did you get?
you know what? I'm doing myself.
Oh, that's a minus.
It doesn't go.
Yes, sir.
So if I do integral, right? Between 0 to what? 0.618 is what?
What?
Of f of x dx is negative 1.04.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And let's go do it to the second point. The second point is what? 1.623. So if I do 1.623, what will happen? 1.623 is going to go to positive. Wait, hold on a sec. It's going to be 1.04 positive. Do you see that? Now just go check out till 5. See what happened. Let's check out to 5. It's 9,219. Look at this area here, the negative area after plus this point. Look at this. It's a huge area. It's negative 9,000. So therefore, guess what? After this, it's way over this. So absolute minimum, it happened at 5, not happened at 0.618. This is fake news.
Let's change the tone.
What?
Oh,
Okay, one more time.
So phi is a true because you justify it. And you can tell this area is way over than the other area. Negative areas.
What X does it go back up at? Where R people are?
It never went back up. It just keep on going down.
Why did you drop it?
No, I just say stop at 5. This is the area I'm looking for.
Oh,
This is so big. This is not even just justifications. Does that make sense? If I ever ask you absolute minimum value, that's gonna be negative 9,219.616. That's the value you are getting. If I ask you where the x reach absolute minimum, 5. Does that make sense? So I could have said value, it's gonna be 9,200 or something. Okay, this one's easy, easy, easy. Okay, 40 is important. 5 start. All those questions are easy. Let's just look at the slope between those 2 points. This one just sine A over A. It's limit. One of those limits that you need to know. This is the one that you need to know. Do you know this one? This is one of the trig element you need to know. I'm moving on, okay? This one, just look at where the biggest area that you're gonna have. I don't know, it's one of them. 40 is important. Did you guys get 40? You should. This is using calculator. What? Oh no, I didn't do it. You're not supposed to stuck. You're supposed to get one answer.
Okay.
That means you don't know how to do it, so figure out how to do it. Find out where the 0 is and plug in 0 to the slope equation. You had to do the calculator. Inside the calculator, you can do d to the dx. Look, y1, you're going to say 10 of 3x, right? y2 is going to be d to the dx of y1, right? And then you're going to look for 0 here. Where's the 0? This is the thing that you should write down in your paper. Not supposed to just answer. I'm seeing you guys just like, oh yeah, the answer is C. I have no idea how to get C. Show me the work. Show me the money, man. Show me the money. You ever seen Jerry Maguire? Oh, you guys too old for Jerry Maguire. They're too young. You never seen the movie Jerry Maguire? It's a football player. He go into NFL. He just complain about he doesn't get enough money. And the agent's like, you don't work hard enough. If you work hard enough, people will pay you the money.
Bro, that sounds like the bro pipe drop.
Huh? Once you look for a 0, you're going to get a value, x equal to something. And you're going to plug into the second derivative. Find out what that value is. You're not supposed to get stuck with 2 values. You can stuck at 1 value.
Oh, 0.
I'll show Yazel how to do it because he's lost.
No.
Austin, you know how to do it? Carol? Carol? Get a new one. Charge it. Put it in the charger. Slate, you got it?
Yeah, I'm working.
Vincent, hurry up.
I'm working on it. Yes, sir.
Oh, no. So
Then you plug it back in.
is.
Oh, you grab it.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Austin, help him.
The value of the 0?
Cairo.
That's the real way.
Vincent, you got it?
I thought I did, but it's not.
Oh boy. Alenia, you got it? use the table. You can use a table or you can use a value.
What's the function?
Ugh.
Oh.
You guys got it or no? Oh my god, hurry up.
What's the word in your team sheet?
Benson.
Yes, it's
Guys, it's not that hard. Okay. You go into what? Where's my calculator? Add a graph. Okay, I'm gonna graph 10 of 3 to the x. Press enter. Okay, first reach is 0 is gonna be right here. So I'm gonna do manual analyzing the graph. 0, and it's gonna be here, here. Oops. Manual analyzing graph. 0 from here to here. 1.042, right? So now I'm gonna go into tab. I'm gonna graph the derivative. So d to the dx. Wait, x to the f1 bar f1 x, and then just graph this one. Okay, so 1.04. So we're gonna go to tab. We're gonna go to the first one. We're gonna get rid of this graph. This is kind of annoying. Okay, so that we got this graph, right? We're gonna go manual analyze graph, and I'm looking for, it's supposed to look for values. They supposed to have values. If we don't have values, just do a table, split screen table, and do 1 point. No, wait a second. How do I scroll? Okay, so how do I scroll here? 1.04. Oops.
How do you build the table?
Uh,
Oh yeah. My bad, yes.
1. Oh, I have to ask a value. How do I do that? Somebody help me here. Manual.
Oh, on the bottom. On the bottom. What is that? Oh yeah. No.
So on the TI-84 has a value 1. So and TI-84 is slightly easier.
1.0. That did not work.
Does anybody know how to do a date table? Does anybody know how to do value here? I know how to do TI-84, but I don't know how to do this. No, I need to set a table. So trace intersection integral analyzing graph. You used to have a value. I don't know how to get a value. TI-84 does a value, right? Thanks, Emil. I hear I have to be able to change this. Anybody know how to change this part?
Yeah, it's, you know,
Late, do you know how to do it?
it's kind of out of my pay grade. I won't lie. I tried at the bottom.
What?
Oh, I think I found it.
How to do it? On TI-84, I know how to do it, but I don't know how to do it here.
Press menu,
Uh-huh.
go to table,
Uh-huh.
and then edit table settings.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And change independent to ask. Right?
Oh,
So this one is going to be 1.04. And then we're going to look at it here. 3.45. There we go. It's no longer fake news, Emil.
so smart.
Take that.
How do you do it? How do you do it, bro?
Okay, so menu, table, and edit table setting. And then you're gonna do 1 point. No, you're gonna do ask. Yeah, you're gonna do ask. So you're gonna do 1.04 and just go scroll here. So this is a very good asset for you to have because sometimes you want to change if acceleration is speeding up or slowing down. This is a good thing. Do you guys know how to do it now?
What's the answer?
3.45.
Oh, okay.
3.45 it says. Elena, you got it? Slate? Slate, can you help out Elena? Cairo, you got it? Yachel? Yeah, Austin?
I don't know what's going on with my graph. Did you grab it right?
Emil just type in fake news on my chat. Oh well. Oh well.
Bro, how do I? I can do it.
So use a table. Vincent, you got it?
Give me some assistance right now. I think it's kind of. Yeah, I got the palm filler going up my graph. Like the lip palm going graph. Oh. Oh, it is in degrees.
What an idiot.
Come on, Mr. K.
Don't do that. Radian.
No, it was literally my brother that changed the degrees. I haven't touched the calculator in ages.
All right, 41. 41 just basically does value times 2 because the midpoint you're going to choose between 1, 3, 1, 3, and 5 is because middle of 1 and 2, 2 and 4, 4 and 6. And you times 2 on all those things add together. Sometimes make sure initial condition. This one doesn't have initial condition. If you have initial condition, you're going to add the initial conditions depending on the questions asking. 42, fundamental theorem in calculus. You're going to assume g of t is equal to this. And you're going to do big G of x cubed minus big G of x. And then you take g to the x cubed times 3x squared. G of x times 1. And that you're going to end up to get something like, I think, something like this one, I think. Is that right?
When do you use the big G or like the big
When the boundary is the variable.
Oh, okay.
You assume that small g first, integrate the small g, becomes big G, and you take a derivative.
So
You're gonna.
just when the boundaries are variable.
Yeah, usually.
Okay.
So if the boundary is a variable,
Then just evaluate. Yeah, use sub or whatever. Depend on the questions. This one just integration. I'm not gonna do that. Revolving. You should know how to do the volume. 45. Okay, I'm gonna go to packet 3. Question 4, is that okay? 44, is that okay? You had to be able to do disk and washer. You should be able to do that. You just need to set up. You don't know how to do disk and washer? Yes, yo, I cannot help you. You know? Okay. I'm gonna go to packet 3.
Oh, we'll see. Yeah, that's oh, I already had 3x. Oh,
Then you gotta make it same day as her, Thursday. Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. So, yeah, one day or another, you have to pick one. Okay, so do I need to do one? I don't need to do one, right? Don't ask me to do one. You can pick out one. Oh, 2. 2 is lovely. Okay, 2 is lovely. Remember, when x is absolute value x, that means 2 functions. They can be positive x and negative x. Does that make sense? This side is y equal to x. This side is what? Y equal to negative x. Y equal to absolute value x. So that means integrate. So it's going to be -4 to 0. Just like same thing as last time. Well, 0 to 2. Is that okay?
Wait,
And this one is going to be x squared over negative x. This one's x squared over positive x. So it's going to be -4 to 0, negative x, plus integration of x 0 to 2. Now, some people just draw it. Let's just say -4 to 2. And there's a triangle. You can do that this way too. So you can calculate area this way too. Because it's going to cost you the same thing. Does that make sense? Yeah, but the same thing, yeah. So you can do it either way. I think calculate area is easier. Can I move forward? Do you understand now?
yeah. I had it, but I just did not get the negative one.
Austin, put that puzzle down. You're not paying attention to what we go over. And you missed 2 days already. What?
So, negative x and negative 0 just negative x. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that.
Okay. Oh, remember this. It's miles per hour. So what do you think integrates this gonna be?
Miles an hour. Gallons per. Oh. Zero minus.
So this is what? Miles per hour per miles. So it'll be miles per hour. Wait, what is this one?
Hours per gallon.
Miles per hour per
Yes, sir. Per gallon.
Wait, no. No, it's gallons per mile. No, miles per gallon. No, 0.
Oh, yeah.
What is the answer for this one? I'm not sure.
Maybe, but I don't know how.
Gallon per hours. Oh, they just get rid of miles. Wait, how does? Okay, I'm gonna come back to this one. This is
Brain stickler.
number 4. Shh. Number 4.
Figure it out, man.
Related rate. Should I go over this or you got this? We got reiterate. All right, moving on forward. Particle travel. This is integration between 1 and 3 t squared. I'm not gonna do the work. Is that okay? F prime x, that's gonna be, write it down fundamental theorem calculus like this, because always help you. That's gonna be f of 4 minus f of 1. So what is 4 minus 1? 2 minus -5. Wait, f of 4 is 2, right? Wait. It's the average value. Wait, give him values if f 0 to 5 and they say 1 to 4, so it'll be f of 4 minus f of 1. F of 4 is 2. -5, so 7? Okay, I thought it was crazy. Okay. This one just, if it's above 2, it's going towards 2. And this one's going to 2. If it's less than 1, it's going to, this one is going to be 0. So 1 and 2 only, D. Because you've got to split up to 3 layers. One is above, is going toward 2, so this is 2. And this one is also going to 2, so that's is 2. But from here, it's going towards 0, so this one's not right. Moving on further. You have to do u substitution, please. And you have to do du equal to 2x dx. And you have to sub the boundary, so it's going to be 10 and 2. And this is u. This is 1/2 du, right? ln of 10 minus ln of 2, 1/2. That's equal to ln of 5, 1/2. Speed run. For me, I think about it's easier is to do this. And this one's gonna be 0. This one's gonna be negative 2x over x squared minus 1.
ln of 1 is 0.
ln of 1 is 0, yeah.
1/2 ln. Not again. Wait, not.
So I got 2x over 1 minus x squared. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah, it's right.
Speed run. Oh, this one, a lot of people have problem. I hear Asna and Slate is debating about this one. 2 secant squared. Oh no, sorry, antiderivative. So it's 2 tan of x. So it'll be 2 integration of sine of x over cosine of x. And u is equal to cosine of x. Du is equal to negative sine of x dx. So that is gonna be 2 ln of cosine of x negative plus c. Does that make sense? Now you're gonna say there's no answer choice there. The closest one's d, so it must be d. No. Why is that?
Well, they gave us bounds.
No, they didn't give you a bound. It should be ln of cosine of x to the negative 2
It's from 0 to
plus c. So it'll be ln of secant square of x plus c.
I'm right. Yeah,
That doesn't help you though. The answer is C. C. Yeah?
I saw your sign on the street the other day, and I think you do a better job with your sign.
The math sign?
Yeah.
Oh, hi. Do you think I can call you back in like 11 minutes because I still have class right now?
You can call me.
Okay, thank you so much. What's your name again? My name is Mr. Ye.
Yeah.
And I'll call you
My name is Albert.
Albert. Okay, nice to talk to you. I will call you back at 2:20.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.
I'm gonna make a fine line.
Okay, did you get 11? I don't know the answer. I think it was between B and E, I think. It's a B, right? It's concave downwards. So that means has to be decreasing at is answer B or answer E? Is B?
Yeah. Number 12 was very.
Number 12 is easy. And this one's good, right? Elena, you got this one? Can you teach Emil?
Yeah, can you explain to us? Yeah, can you go over there? Yeah, go over there. Yeah, bring her up, bring her up.
Elena, Elena,
That won't get me up.
I can never pronounce her name right, so. All right, equation tangent line. I x equal to. Look, what is the slope of this one?
1.
1. And you take a derivative of this, plug in -2 is equal to 1.
Huh?
Yeah.
So that, run that back one more time.
Equation tangent line, that means you take a derivative, right? You take a derivative of that, plug in -2 is equal to 1. Solve okay. Huh? That could work too. It work either way.
You take the derivative, doesn't it give you super duper long, like, social little thing?
It's fine.
-2.
So slope at the equation tangent line, slope should be equal to each other, and the point also equal to each other. So they both should work. So let's talk about method 1. It's easier, which is you also get the same answer, right? That's gonna be 2 is equal to -2, so it'll be -2k plus 8 over k minus 2, right? So 2k minus 2, yeah, this is the way it's a lot easier, equal to -2k plus 8. So 2k minus 4 is equal to -2k plus 8. So this is 4k is equal to 4k is equal to 12k is equal to 3. Yep, you can talk about, because equation tangent line is basically like this, right? So they have the same slope and same y value. So you can take a derivative. Yeah, I think that's easier.
Like, normally you do the derivative.
Yeah, and that's
Oh, man, come on.
so you guys are right. Low D high.
Because then K.
So sorry. That's low D high, which is K, minus KX plus 8 D low over low low. And is equal to 1 if you are plugging -2. So yeah, this is a lot harder. K squared minus 2k minus 2k minus 8 equal to k minus 2 squared equal to 1. So it'll be k squared minus 4k minus 8 equal to k squared minus 4k plus 4.
Chill out, bro.
Wait a second. Minus 4k. So does it work? Hold on a second. The k doesn't work, huh? Okay, the first way is better. I don't know the second one. I did something wrong though. K squared negative 2k negative 2k minus 8 k minus 2 k squared minus 4k, but all the k cancel out. There's something wrong with it. I cannot find what's wrong with it. But I think this first way, second way should ideally should work, but I don't know why it doesn't work. Low d high minus a high d low over low low. Negative 2k plus 2k?
K squared minus 8 instead of K squared minus 4.
Yeah, but what did I do from here to here is wrong though. K squared minus, oh, this one's a plus, this one's a plus. So this is a plus, so that is gonna be negative 8k is equal to negative 12. K is equal to 3. So yeah, it worked. Yeah, so either way you should understand. But yeah, this way will be a lot easier. Thank you, Emil.
Hold on. The credit goes right.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Why do you go on the board? You know how to do that. Yeah, you said.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Before I embarrass myself.
Yeah. See, now we're minus like 2 minutes. I guess.
Exactly. We could go with 5 more questions. Okay, Riemann sum. Riemann sum is 1 times 8
All of us.
plus 2 times 12 plus 3 times 11 plus 1 times 7. And do you have initial condition here? Do you have initial condition? No, there's no initial condition. This is whatever answer is. I have no idea. Verticals asymptote at 2. Joy. And the derivative of f of x is positive for all. Is it positive for all? Which the following must be the true. So the only way it's positive for all. How is it that true? A function f of x has vertical asymptote at 2. So it's this way and this way. Derivative. How much time I have? 2 minutes?
And my wood is a good wood. Yo, guys, chill out, bro.
What did he say?
Yes, bro. I'm talking about fast. I mean, multiple wood, bro.
Nice wood.
Yeah, my wood is the best quality.
Nice one.
Where it is.
Wait, is the answer for this one C?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Are you just lying to me?
Yeah, I have no clue.
Like,
Are you?